Welcome back to Who the Fook are these guys? How are you, Mako Shah?
Mate, I'm good, Matty. See, I'm real good, actually. Gee, it's a big day today. Huge day, actually.
Have you? I'm in plum. Leopard.
I'm feeling loose and lazy. You're in the plum leopard.
I don't bring plum leopard out very often, Mako Shark. It may even be my first time, but I tell you, I'm feeling loose and lazy here.
Feeling loose and lazy.
Great day. Great weekend.
Tell you what, Matty, it's not every day you have a real... We have a lot of friends of the pod, right?
Yeah.
We have a lot of friends of the pod. We like to call everyone a friend of the pod. And they are.
They are.
But there's only a select few I would call family of the pod method.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. If we ever start handing out rings for the Hall of Fame of the Fook, right? This man is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
We love him.
I love him.
We felt sick. We felt sick watching him too when he fights. We feel sick.
I'm going to get into that. Yeah. We're going to get right deep and meaningful about that. But I tell you what, it's an actual pleasure.
We can hear him.
And an honour. He's over there giggling as we speak. Listen to him. Gorgeous man that he is. Look at these pearly whites. I love him.
It's a brave man, Mako Shark, to wear white T-shirt when you have, because the T-shirt, if you haven't got good colour teeth, the T-shirt will draw your eyes.
Actually, a white T-shirt will prove that you've actually got cheese teeth. But he doesn't, mate. He's got
the opposite. He's got the veneers. People got a turkey to get his teeth.
My boy Josh has turkey teeth. Tell you what, this pod's off to a flyer. It's our man. It is Josh Culibao. He can't speak because he's laughing a lot, but we are going live. Coco, he's not going to cut this. Josh, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, it's finally good to be on the show and be here and be able to speak to you guys in person.
Bring a smile to he. I tell you what, he could laugh at nothing. This guy. That's a great thing to hear. But if you know him, like we know, like, he just chuckles, big chuckler.
He does chuckle, mate.
We've got the full experience today. Clearly.
Well, look, we've had a few heavies. Let's be honest. We'll be honest with the listeners. We've had a few here today, but I think that's where we do our best work, Matthew.
Well, we do, Mako.
We do our best work. And it is an honour to have you here. We've had you on the pod, I reckon.
Let's straighten up for a second.
4 times. We've had you on the radio show. Wow. We've been on a live show. Wow. You're the only bloke that's ticked all the boxes. And now you're in studio live.
He's ticking them all.
I'm excited.
Mate, hey, you boys, you guys mean something to me. So this, to me, this is to be able to tick all the boxes and be like, I've been the most on this show. I've done your live. I've done your whatever. I'm in studio. So to be able to tick all these boxes actually means something.
It's been fantastic this weekend from a fight fan, but you've obviously come down. You're not a Melbourne guy. You've brought the family down. Has it been a nice weekend? Bit of training? Bit of what tell us about that. Like.
Yeah, literally, I honestly forgot about this trip to Melbourne. So my missus, Sarah, shout out, she was like, yeah, we're going to Melbourne, blah, 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 ages ago, probably like 2-3 months ago, and I completely forgot about it. And then I was just like, yeah, it's cool. And then you boys mentioned like, oh, yeah, boys, I'm so keen for this Sunday. And then I thought to myself, what is this?
Shows you how excited you were.
You were like...
You're really excited to come on the pod.
I messaged him every other day. Like, I did like an odd day message. Like, didn't want to overdo it, but I was like...
I forgot, mate.
Can't believe how excited I am for this weekend. And he's probably thinking, what's this fucking...
Yeah, and then I thought to myself, what are these boys on about? You guys are G'd for what? This Sunday? I'm like, this Sunday's a fight. And I'm like... And then I asked Sarah, I was like, what's on this Sunday? Oh, yeah, we're going to Melbourne. That's why these boys are so excited. We're going to go catch up with them. That's what it was. So, it's been amazing.
Got some sessions in with Jenko, Jack Jenkins.
Yeah, got to train with him first. When I found out that I was coming to Melbourne, I was like, I have to train and do something. I don't want to feel like a fat, lazy piece of shit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Jack, what are you doing? Let's catch up. Let's get a training session in. And it was like, yeah, bro, come in. We'll get some work in. And yeah, it was good.
He's a good fella, isn't he?
He's a great guy, bro. Yeah. He's genuinely a great guy.
Friend of the pod. We tried to get Big Jim down as well, but he's stuck getting Bendigo. It was upsetting, actually.
Yeah, I messaged him as well, and I was trying to get him down.
You must feel the love, though, when you fight in Australia, because, look, we have a lot of Aussie MMA talent, and they fight, and you gauge it by the crowd. But I reckon he's a crowd favourite, Mako. He's a pod favourite, but like you hear the boost. Yeah. Jack Jenkins gets it, and it's not fair to all the talent, but sometimes you see the spike, and when you fight, you get. Do you feel the spike?
For sure, I definitely do feel the love.
Do you think that's just because of who you are as a person? You're very honest, and you don't. Yeah, I reckon
I do definitely feel like
you fight well.
I do definitely feel like it's both. I feel like it's definitely you have to have a style that fans appreciate, but then also the personality that's the same. And I feel like my personality, I'm just true to myself.
It's February's coming up now, and you're obviously here having a couple of cans with us. When do you, when do you like have to this is probably it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you just go, that, boys, we've had a beer. Great. Now I've got to get to business. Like, even ahead of not knowing having a fight, do you start to sharpen the tools?
So I already messaged one of you boys. I said to you boys, I've already started my camp just because I wanted to have this sort of weekend with you boys.
When you message the podcast page, that's him?
Oh, sorry, it wasn't you, Matt, and it was
Mako.
Just so you know, but he does all that.
So
even if he says signs off, Matty, it's not.
Well,
it's not Matty,
I said I did say to Mako then that I was already already training as it was, but like I treat the fights very serious. So obviously I started training so I could allow myself this one weekend with my family away and whatnot. So I could enjoy. So you know what I mean? So I was already with my head screwed. Even though I don't have anything lined up yet, I've already in my head saying that is the date that I'm going to be fighting. So
surely.
And we need to get him back in there because we didn't like what happened last time.
we don't. I didn't either.
We should talk about it because
Here we go.
We don't like to lament.
we don't want to lament. We don't want to have
We're
excuses.
not lamenters, but geez, we're flat.
Boy,
I can only imagine how you were
killing
feeling.
me.
It's
You're
bullshit.
making-
What happened in Perth in August was bullshit.
It was
We've talked about it a lot on this pod, and you've probably heard it, mate. I'm not happy. I'm still not happy.
No, he's not happy.
Royal Commission.
Seeding you are.
Mate, let's talk about it a little bit because you're a fighter, you're a professional, your whole life is dedicated to this.
Yep.
Some
But then
dork with a card.
it's almost like your whole livelihood is almost in the hands of other people at times. Like, yes, all right, it's up to you. Get the stoppage. People say that. Don't leave it to the judges. But like sometimes it's not that easy.
Nah, I understand for sure. Because obviously, like they always say, oh, you should finish the fight if you don't want it to be up to the judges.
It's not that easy.
But
though,
mate,
is it?
like you're fighting guys that have spent their whole lives training to fight as well. They're exactly the same as you. They've been training their whole lives for this moment, and you're fighting the exact same guy like you that's been doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So it is very like, what do you want me to do? Like it's almost like I'm trying my best, but
do you get any feedback from the UFC if like an obvious bad points decision goes against you? Do they ever reach out and go like, "We know"? Do you ever get that? Like, it's okay. Like, we know, or
like they do say like in my last fight, not the Ramos fight, but with the Danny Silva split decision. Sean Shelby came up to me and he said to me, he's like, "Oh, bro, like it's rough like that, but we owe you one because like obviously he missed weight, so he missed weight on that one and whatever." And I said to him, I don't care how much he weighed, I was gonna fight regardless. So like it was almost like I did them a favor.
They love that shit.
And plus Dana did a whole breakdown of like, if you don't know now you know type video where he was like saying, "Oh, this is the fight that you guys need to watch out for." So like he's already made that video and he's already G'd up the fight. I'm saying to him like, it doesn't change a thing. Like where he could weigh however much he wants to weigh, but I would fight him. And so it's like they obviously see that and they obviously take that into account that I'm doing them a favor and I'm fighting for the sake of fighting and trying to put on a show. And I'm not one of those guys that's gonna fight and I'm not one of those guys that's gonna fight and just like, hope to win a decision and hold on and win a ground. And like, if I get a good position, I'm not going to hold. I'm trying to actually finish the fight. I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to entertain. That's my job. My job is to fight. My job is to entertain. They're both they fall into the both same category. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And that's we don't want to go too much into it, but that's back-to-back split decisions, Silva into Ramos. So I'd like to just get into it. We're not going to drag you through the coals too much. But
sounds like you want to, mate.
No, I want to ask a few questions about it because we were there, obviously, because we're a straight sort of pod. We go to these events. You, one of our favourites. I was G'd up for it.
How's the subtle little?
No, you were cooking with gas, right?
Cooking.
You were cooking with gas, and the whole arena was just. We're all pretty happy. We thought our man's got the win here. Can't wait for this. It's going to be exciting.
It always feels good, though, when he wins too, because we go,
mate,
phew.
People have said
the rest of it.
Nothing will ruin this sport more for people than having like family in it or friends in it because there's this weird like nervousness that comes with that.
Oh, for sure.
For people that obviously it's bad for you, but like
sure.
people are. It ruins our day, like when I really, really want you to win these fights, right?
Sure.
And when you get fucking screwed, it cooked us.
It takes the gas out.
Like the wind was out of our sails. I actually said to him, let's just go fucking back to the hotel. This is bullshit. Right? But
He gets flat to make.
yourself, you probably thought you won. I'm sure your coaches thought you won. Everyone thought you won. And I've rewatched it recently. There's that moment when the fucking Bruce Buffer starts to read the scores out. And we all of a sudden he starts reading out the individual judges.
Yes.
So meaning it's a split decision.
And that was like,
And you've gone from, good's this, fucking oath, in front of my hometown. And then all of a sudden you've just gone,
no way.
no way.
Yeah.
Take you through that. I just want to know. I don't want to upset you, but that moment when you've just gone, oh, no way.
Oh, no, for sure. I remember I looked at my brother who was in my corner. And I looked at him and I was like, I gave him the nod. I was like, it's all good, Joe. Don't stress. And I was like, we got this. And then I remember them announcing, all right, one judge gave it, blah, blah, 29,
Instantly.
28, blah. And I just thought to myself, no way. Like literally in my head, I'm just thinking, we can't do this. And even if I did, like I'm surely the winner regardless. So in my head, I'm saying, no way, no way. And then I hear another Ramos. And then the last judge was like 29, 28 for the winner. And then I was just like, surely. And I put my hands up. I'm thinking to myself, easy work. This is easy work. And then obviously I didn't get announced the winner. I lost the split decision. So obviously that one
stings.
This one definitely, out of everything, this one hurt the most because just the run that I was on and, in my head, I was like, I dedicated so much and sacrificed for this fight so much. And then on top of that, like I lost my fight in London and then I fought another fight in Vegas, which I lost. With another split decision as well. So it kind of all added up. And it was just like, it was like a pressure valve. I honestly thought that like, it was it, and I could release the pressure, and it was like, the pressure's off me now.
Yep.
And now, if anything, it feels like now, like the...
Ramped up.
Oh, mate, the pressure is absolutely next level. So, it's, again, I don't want to make it bigger than what it is, but it means a lot to me, and the judges probably don't see it that way. Judges probably just decide they got no consequences, and they just do what they do what they're meant to do.
Yep.
And I'm not here to try and put it on the judges and say like, hey, judges, you need to justify this and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, like I need to know why I lost that round. Like why I lost this.
You don't get much
There's no
feedback, is there? Like,
But
so there should be feedback, right?
There should be feedback on why you should have done this and why you should have done. But like,
I think so.
Like you don't watch an NBA game going into the fourth quarter of an NBA game and be like, you know what? I think we scored more baskets than the other team. And say like, I'm up. I think we're up in baskets.
Would you like
but there's
there to be more clarity around who wins each round?
For sure. I think.
So you at least know.
Definitely. I think that we should have some open scoring to say like first round. You know who won first. Second round, you know who won second round. Third round, all right, now third round, you're down 2 rounds. You need to make something happen.
Yeah.
Then fair enough.
Would be only good for the sport too, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, because then it shows like who's actually winning the fight.
Yeah.
Because right now, then everyone in everyone's head is like, this dude's doing more damage, but he's getting hugged a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, in your head, you're like, what are judges actually looking for?
Exactly.
Judges actually say they have the criteria, but like how much do they actually follow that criteria?
I think they just pluck at times.
Well, I think it just come down to literally that fight got scored because he fucking got that bullshit little takedown.
Yeah, where he held on.
Wasn't even really a takedown. You both just sort of fell over a bit, and he just landed on top of you, and he held on. Yeah. That's clearly what won the fight for him, and that stinks, in my opinion.
I agree.
Stinks to high heaven.
Look.
If it stunk for us,
if I was in his shoes, I'd just be very grateful that I got what I got, and that's.
Does
that's
it sting more though? Because I reckon in your whole career, I don't reckon you've probably. How good did you feel in that second round? Because you were cooking with gas.
Oh, boy.
You were styling on that dude. How in your own mind, you must have thought, "Fuck, I'm on here. Like I'm back, baby."
I felt good,
and to not come out with the win after all that. Oh, mate, it's piss.
You know
Someone
what?
that doesn't want to talk about it. Geez, the Mako's really dope.
You must have felt good in that second round. Like I'm back. Like I'm cooking.
I felt great in there. I felt amazing. I had my sense of swagger back. You know how it is, and just I felt like it was good. Like everything was flowing, and I felt good. But like props to Ramos. Like I honestly thought that like after he had his chance in the first round that he would break and I'd put it over him, which I did in the second round, that he would just fold, but he didn't. He didn't. He was still there. So props off to Ramos.
Yep.
He ends up watching this. Yeah, props off to him.
He will.
He will try us on the spot. We're global.
So props off to Ramos. He pushed through that, but I still do feel like, man, I was in the zone. I felt flowy. I felt like I was in what we call the flow state. Yeah. So
Mako Shark was flowy in Perth also.
Oh, we were flowing.
But you were flowy. When I came into the hotel room and you had your ball sack hanging out, you were.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm just saying.
Look, yes.
Remember when we came and me and Desi and you've answered the door and you were nude and you ran across the room, you were flowy. That's a flow state.
Well, I went home early, thought I got to take a wee here. No one's in the joint. I may as well. No point putting pants on.
Swinging.
And then as soon as I finished pissing, you just walked in the front door and there I was, ass cheeks out.
Speaking of flow,
it was good. Mike Tyson moment, it was good.
Now, I can't imagine what it must feel going into your next fight, though.
You're right. Like I'm trying not to think about the pressure. No. Of course. Obviously, it's like now I'm 3 on the trot. I've lost 3 in a row, and obviously there's a lot of pressure now trying to be like, hey, I deserve to be here.
Yep.
But the thing is that like the most casual fan is not going to look back at the fights and watch the fight. They're going to just see the result of what the fight is. And people are going to just be like, oh, bro, he's lost already 3 in a row. So obviously there's pressure in that. But it's played a lot on my mind because obviously in my head I thought I was one of those prospects that could be up there and be fighting top 15, top 10.
You are one.
You know?
Now.
Yeah, in your eyes. Because
you've had a couple of bad decisions, though. I wouldn't let that rub you the wrong way.
Because you guys are my boys. That's the reason. But with that said, is that like obviously I'm it means there's a lot of I'm trying. I was saying there's not a lot of pressure because obviously I want to act cool and be like, I can do this.
There is pressure.
But there is definitely pressure because this is my dream.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be one of the best. I want to be among the elites, and you know, literally one slip up like what I already had, or what I've had, you know, a couple of times now. And it's game over for me. And then I've got to fight my way back into the UFC, and then I've got to start over again. So there's definitely pressure in that sense. But yeah, man, I try to not make it bigger than what it is because I've never tried. Whenever I've fought, I've never made it bigger than what it is. Yeah. I've always fought and just thought, it is what it is. I'm going to fight you because I always wanted to do this. Yeah. Fighting for me was always the fun bit. Training was the hard bit. Fighting was the fun bit. So,
what are you working on when you go back into your what are you and your team up without giving away too many secrets to like what? But what are you watching?
Everyone, whatever. What
are you seeing of your current skill set that you want to work on and get better? Because you've got unbelievable boxing and striking.
I'll say it to everybody in the camera. Everybody that is gonna want to fight me is gonna try and do the same. Which is going to try and hold me down, try and win the rounds, squeeze by.
Yep.
Now, I obviously know that. Now, my team is not dumb like that. My team knows that is majority of what everyone's going to try and do to do the same. Let them do what it is. But I do realize that like I feel like I get in positions where I'm safe. Where I know I'm not going to get finished or hurt. Yeah. I'm kind of complacent in those positions where I've been training a lot of guys that like I feel like I can get to a position where I'm safe and I don't feel like I'm in danger and I can coast. And that's probably been the biggest problem is that like I'll get in a position and I know I'm safe. You're not going to submit me. You're not going to choke me out. You're not going to whatever. You're not going to hurt me. Mm-hmm. And I feel safe and I kind of coast in that position. And that's probably what's cost me those rounds is that I've kind of coasted because I know that you're not going to do anything to me. Mm-hmm. I'm safe, you know, hurting me, you know, choking me, you know. So it's like I kind of.
So you want to be more.
Is it a killer instinct sort of thing?
I feel like it's almost like the guys that I'm training with and the way I react to things it should be a little bit more urgency. Where I'm training with guys, the guys that I train with, it's kind of like lackadaisical, where I'm kind of like I'm letting my teammates work and do what they need to do towards me and stay safe enough where they're not doing anything. But it kind of, because that's the way I'm training, it kind of translate to the fight. So I'm kind of like letting the guy do what he needs to do, whatever he wants to do, and be like, I'm safe enough, you're not doing anything.
So you need to be more selfish is what you're saying.
I need to be a little bit more like...
Don't let them do what they want to do.
I can't, it's almost like I need to do what I need to do.
He's a lovely fella, Mick, so I imagine when he trains, he's too nice.
Maybe too lovely.
You know what? I've heard that plenty of times. My coach has said that plenty of times. He said, you're too nice and blah, blah, blah. You need to kind of be like Josh.
It's not a bad thing in life, right?
Oh, in life is different.
It's not a great thing in the fight game being too nice.
For sure.
Like, there's another friend of the pod, one of our great mates, Jim Crute, right, who's, he's suffered a few losses and he has to go away, right, and he had to sort of get his head right a little bit, and now he's coming back. He's fighting in Sydney, but I always wonder how it is, like, fighters, sometimes their whole personality and their whole, like, life revolves around being a UFC fighter because, your whole life you've tried to get there and then you finally do it. That's like your identity, right? Do you try to avoid that just being your identity, like you're the UFC fighter everywhere you go, and you just try to just block that out? Because as you said, it can end any minute, and then what happens?
I'll be honest with you, boys, is the biggest thing now that I've realized now that after having a daughter is that shit doesn't matter.
Yes. Yep.
And I'm not just saying that for the sake of saying it. Like, I genuinely think that it's almost like I'm like the timing of it all for what I'm going through. It has kind of made sense for me that this is happening. It's just like, it's me as a fighter. I don't want to be known only as Josh Culibao, the UFC fighter. Mm-hmm. I want to be known more than that. And now this is an opportunity for that to happen. So as much as there is pressure to do what I'm supposed to do, which is fight and win, there's also more to it. There's this, it's not just about me, boys. No. It's not just about me. It is more than that.
And it's so cliched, but like...
I know. People will
after
say
you lost that fight, it's so cliche, but you would have gone back and you would have hugged little Marley, and it's like... It doesn't matter. It does matter, yeah, but it doesn't in the grand scheme of things, yeah?
See, that exactly, you've literally just alluded to it all. It's like as much as it means something, it doesn't. Because as long as my family is being fed, my partner is being fed, my baby is being fed, and my family still love me, then to me, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. I know it's obviously my fight game is to be like, I'm a winner. I want to be a winner. My whole life has always been that. Yeah. My whole life has always been, I want to be undefeated this. I always want to be fighting this. And now for that to happen, it's a big game changer. And I'm kind of grateful that I had Marley when I had Marley, because I don't know how I would be if Marley wasn't around, and how I would be reacting to the losses that I have now.
And you mentioned just then you don't want to just be known as Josh Culibao. I don't think we've ever asked him, what makes you tick outside of fighting? Like, what do you, like, because we've had him on a million times. I don't think we've ever actually asked. We've only interviewed you as Josh Culibao, UFC fighter, but what actually makes you tick outside training, octagon, family? What do you like to do? Because I don't think we've ever asked him, Mick.
It's a good question.
Be honest.
It's deep and meaningful shit. I like it.
Boys, I'm a big nerd. I watch cartoons, I watch anime, I play video games, play Dota. I'm just a big nerd, to be honest. I'm just a nerd. Deep down, that's always who I have been. He's been a nerd. Watched anime. My brother's always watched anime. I played video games. My brother's always played video games. So to me, it has not been nothing special. Like I'll be in training camp and I'll do the same. I'll be in training camp. I'll train my ass off, and then on my rest days, I'd be playing video games or watching anime. So nothing, to be honest.
Now we might have to get him the first non-Brazilian fight nerd.
You could be a fight nerd. Put the glasses on with the little.
God,
We're not on that whole fighting nerds. They done my boy Jamie dirty.
Yeah, fuck you, Ruffy. Yeah.
Hey, Ruffy, come down to 45. I'd love to put my fucking hands on you, man.
See, we can fight him up. See, we got the
100%.
ball.
No, don't you talk about that. Hey, Ruffy.
Fuck you, Ruffy.
Where's Ruffy? Where's the camera? Ruffy.
Your camera's here.
Yep. Hey, Ruffy. You come down to 45, I'll teach you a lesson, mate. Don't you fucking put on Jamie like that, mate. I'll fucking owe you one.
Like that. So I fight him up.
Fight him up.
No, straight up. No one does that to my Jamie.
But it's like-
straight up.
No one does that.
That's my Jamie.
He's a fantastic fella.
I love
I
him.
love the hooligan. But it's like, as you said, you're a nerd. You just do what you do. Being a good bloke, I reckon, is way more important than belts and records and accolades. Like, Jon Jones is the GOAT, but, like, would you call him a good bloke? I don't know if you would. I'm not saying he's not, but
You just did.
being a good bloke, I reckon, is way more important than all this bullshit
You
to
asked
me.
us to say he wasn't, so you could go,
Because we've had a lot to do with a lot of people in this sport. Most people are good blokes. We've had a few incidents with some boxing people out there that are complete fuckwits, right?
Mick got glassed.
All right, what?
Yeah, we won't go into it too much, but there's fuckheads
Off
out
camera,
there,
we'll
right?
tell you.
We'll talk about-
Okay,
but
let's
like-
put it off camera.
It's been
boy.
a situation.
And sometimes fuckwits like to act like they're in the ring doing it, right? So that gives them some sort of platform
Yeah,
as a
some-
better
yeah,
human.
yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
here,
I
I'm a
understand
fighter,
you,
you're
yeah,
not, so I'm automatically a better human. It's like, nah, mate. Like, just because you fight doesn't mean you're automatically a good
Yes.
human or a better bloke.
Yes.
I would rather be mates with a good bloke that has never won a fight in his life
Yes.
than a complete cocksucker
I
that's
100%
undefeated.
agree.
It's me. I've never won a fight in my life.
I've never-
bloke.
So when someone said to me, like, what's Josh Culibao off camera? Who is he? Good bloke. Good bloke.
Just because you haven't won a fight doesn't mean you're a good
Well,
bloke.
there's really been in one. We've probably been in half a fight between us in our whole life.
Yeah, I've actually been punched ever.
Outside of a football field.
Straight up, exactly, that's what I was just literally about to
Year
say.
7. I got king head. Bloke didn't like because I was mates with the big fucking bad guy. You know, remember that? Cliff hit me.
Oh, yeah.
I got hit.
People used to think I was scary and tough just because I got tattoos.
You are.
Yeah.
You are. You're a scary looking
Tough.
bloke, but
Sharp
you're
as
sexy,
elbows in
mate.
Australia. You do. You do those things. You do
You're a
those
sexy
things.
guy, mate.
Now,
Yes.
today,
Yes.
Royal
Let's talk
Derby.
about today. Let's talk about today.
Greatest pub in Australia.
Settle it all there.
We dabbled. We didn't win. We
didn't
dabbled.
win.
Greatest punting agency, Mako Shark.
They are.
Now, sorry to get right up in your grill with the finger.
all right.
This
That's
is
okay.
quite close. It was a fantastic card.
It was actually pretty good.
I loved it. I got sad though when you texted me because I was driving home from Blairgowrie and our whole multis blew up on
Mate, I'm
leg
telling
one.
you now, betting on this sport is the most
We
ridiculous
had
thing
it
in the world.
clocked. Now we're not getting the win.
We used to have a system that was clocking every single week, and now it's blown right up. We can't win $1 anymore, Josh.
No. Talk me through it. To talk Josh through it.
Go
To
on,
ask
tell me
Josh's
how
opinion.
are we going?
How was the day? What
Yeah,
did you
what's
think
the
of it?
debate?
What was
Should we
the,
start at the bottom or the top?
Yeah, you
well,
tell me.
Just we don't have to go through every fight,
go
but
through
just
all
go
of them.
through the ones that have. I always like to tell you.
Well,
the memorable
actually, because you can give us a bit of info and feedback here, because you will know what the fuck's happening. Tell us about the gloves, Josh, because you would have fought in both, right? The new gloves are now out. The old gloves
His manager
are now the
going,
new
what
gloves.
am I doing with these blokes?
The new gloves come, they're out. The old gloves come back in, and immediately we started seeing knockouts. What's the go with the gloves, Josh? Tell us about them.
All right.
You told us about them at the pub.
The listeners haven't heard this.
Tell the listeners.
So the people that have fought in the new gloves and people that have fought in the old gloves, they would have noticed that all the weight. So the gloves are 4-ounce gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Now 4-ounce, they could be distributed over the whole glove however they want. Now the new gloves, which I mean, it should make sense that they're getting more knockouts, is that they've only distributed across the knuckles and across like sort of the wrist area. Now with the old gloves, basically the whole weight is distributed across the knuckles. So
It seems odd. It seems counterintuitive.
kind of it does, because you're like there's more weight on your knuckles, which means probably I don't know, you're more protected from the knuckles itself. But it just I don't know, it just
On
goes
paper, it should be the old gloves would be less knockouts.
Yes, because there's more weight on
But
the
it hasn't
gloves,
worked out.
protectiveness, yes. And
weird.
And that's how it is.
Science is a weird thing, Matthew.
It is a weird thing, Mako.
But now they're back, and those dudes getting knocked out left, right, and centre.
I love it.
So it's like this. It's the gloves don't lie.
Let's bring the gloves back.
Gloves don't lie.
Take
Matthew.
me through today. Come on. Not every result.
All right, we'll
but
go to the main.
We like flow-on effect fights too.
The fight that stood out the most.
Correct. And then what sort of has future
Ramifications.
We love
We love
ramifications.
Yes.
we do.
Big
love
ramification.
I love the
guys.
There's a big word for you.
Big
That's
rammies.
very big for me.
Matthew, that's a big word for
I've
you.
practiced it 16 minutes before I come on this pod. Ramification.
Might as well just get into Mike Chandler, should we? Just jump into the Macomb.
Well, let's actually no. I want to start. Let's not go right through it.
Okay.
But let's also just beat back up these.
He's lost it over here. Can we get an outtake?
It's you.
I'll tell you, mate, Shark. Paul Craig.
Craig, yes. I forgot about Craig.
There wasn't one bit of that fight. He's lost it. We've lost him. There wasn't one bit of that fight that was on the ground, was there? Or am I imagining things?
This is the problem, isn't it?
What's going on with that? He used to be a butt scooter, which we did a bit about. Jiu-jitsu would be the worst skill to have in a home invasion because you'd drop to your back and you'd say, come on, and then the bloke would just stab you.
Yes.
And go, great black belt, you're dead.
Josh, if someone broke into your house, would you immediately pull guard?
He can throw hands.
You
know these jiu-jitsu guys that go do the Austin Powers, they drop to their bum and then they go, come and engage me? Someone comes into your house, they're just going to stab you, Josh.
Pull yourself together, mate.
Paul Craig, come on. Paul Craig used to be the bum scooter, but today he stood up.
Because he doesn't want to get wrestle fucked by Bo
But then
Nickel.
the other guy didn't want to wrestle him.
He doesn't want to get caught in a triangle.
Want to get submission fucked.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a fuck off.
That happens, though. We've lost him. We're going to have to just take this pod by ourselves here at this point.
It was a fuck off.
No, it happens a lot, mate. It's a classic fuck off.
It's a fuck off.
Wow. Look, it was. It just was.
No, it was your old-fashioned fuck off because...
What do you honestly want me to say to that? Matty, what do you want me to say to that? It was a fuck off.
No, it's because you get a wrestler extraordinaire.
Josh, we love him.
Love Josh. A wrestler via jiu-jitsu. Neither man wanted to go into the other man's realm.
No.
So it ended up just being a really stale, bullshit 50-50 stand-up affair.
Nickel just got enough.
Nickel just did enough.
Paul Craig showed me a bit today, though, because I was a big Craig guy.
Craig.
Then I got off Craig. Paul Craig. But now I'm back on Craig, because Craig could stand today.
No, but look, it was a shit fight. I think he was getting booed in the crowd.
Oh, I couldn't.
I think it was like, they were, I don't know, they were chanting overrated, I believe.
They threw.
Who's that to?
Coco's tuned in.
They threw less punches than Mike Tyson.
No
way.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did. It was dog shit.
Oh, wow.
Because you've got a wrestler versus a jiu-jitsuist who both can't fucking fight really on their feet.
What's our new T-shirt, remember? Tell Josh.
Yeah, we got a good shirt coming out.
where you get
We got a
this
good shirt. It's going to be Who The Fook on the front, and on the back, big letters, Jiu-Jitsu the tits.
Jiu-Jitsu the tits.
Yeah, how good's that? Bo Nickel won the fight, undefeated still, but I don't know. Where do you see him going from here?
Oh, bro, he's definitely got a something
Just
special.
got a text message.
On air or off air?
You missed two of the best fights of the day. The pub, all in brawl.
Oh, wow.
The Royal Derby. It fucking
There was a
kicked
punch
off.
on.
It's kicked off.
Shit.
Wow.
Who said
Boy,
that?
that was a good warm-up.
Brawls at the pub. You
Glad we got you out of there.
Why?
Good, because you would have killed someone.
No, dude, nice.
Have you ever been in a street fight?
Never.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to, are you?
Never.
How about like when the blood's rushing and
But you're not allowed
Yeah,
to
bro.
technically, are you? Because you got like, is that like some
No,
of
that's
boxes?
not real, registered weapons. That's not
never.
real.
Is that not real? Did I
Never.
fall for that? Like the Tim Tams give you cancer.
Like the Marilyn Manson.
Never
Wonder
been in
Years.
the street fight.
The wonder is Marilyn Manson. I've fallen for the
Fallen
fucking.
for the oldest trick. So have you almost been in one and had to like remove?
Oh, man, I've been plenty of times.
Did you warn someone? Go like, look,
Yeah,
we can do this, but
I actually my brother Joseph has always looked after me whenever I needed to be
So he
in a
jumped
street.
in because he's a bit of a badass himself, wasn't he? Was that him or the other brother?
Have you told him about how our encounter with Joe
No comments on
in
that.
Perth when he didn't know that we were
Yeah,
Who The
yeah,
Fuck?
yeah,
You got fucking no idea,
Your
man. He
brother
had crazy
Joseph.
eyes, right? He's like, who the fuck are you blokes?
In Perth last year, 284.
When the Volk
When
was
we-
up,
yeah,
when we were
he
still
didn't
just
have met us.
Yeah,
and we were still
yeah.
we were
finding our
still
way.
just finding our way in the
He
world.
was like so protective of you. He's like, what the fuck are these?
I come running up to you.
Yeah, he didn't like it. But then when he
Something
realised,
happened. He like cracked it at me and said, "Wrong brother, fuck weird or something."
Yeah.
And I went, "Something happened. Something weird happened. I forgot about that." Yeah, your brother had to go at me.
But
And
then, no, instantly though,
But he
when he
switched. I
realised
said, "Who the
that
fuck?" And he went, "Oh."
and then he went from the scariest bloke I've ever seen, the look he gave us like he was going to kill us, to
that's
like
what-
the happiest.
That's what you're saying.
Well, that's what
He's
that's
scary,
literally.
He
In
takes
a
care
nutshell,
of
that's who my brother is.
And now we love him.
No, we love him.
Nice.
He's a gorgeous
When,
man.
actually, we always loved him. He didn't like us for a minute, but now we're all
we
pals.
tolerate him. We tolerate him.
So what else today?
What were we talking about?
We're talking about Paul Craig
The Paul Craig.
and the stabbing. So that we get co-main.
Oh, mate, yeah, let's talk about that. Michael Chandler, Charles
And we
Oliveira.
say, why do they do these random 5-round fights? But Christ almighty,
was good.
today
I'm
was
Glad it was.
Glad it was.
because it would have just been 3 rounds
Charles
and he would have just won, then you go, oh, okay,
What
cool.
was it? Michael Chandler ran 4.
4, late 4.
Again.
4 at the end of 4, yeah.
Literally.
I saw Coco. Coco got excited.
It's literally Michael Chandler in a nutshell. His whole career can be summed up in that, basically, this close.
Has there been, I'll ask you this, John,
always
because
this close.
you're in the sport. Has there been a man that doesn't win, but it's been in more enjoyable
Classic
fights to
fights.
watch? Like, every fight this guy has, even if he gets, like today he was getting smashed,
He can lose 50
but then had a
fights,
moment.
But his stock just keeps going up.
His stock goes up, but he keeps losing. Look, that's why we love the sport, though, isn't it? If you do it the right way, you can still.
Dan Hooker.
Yeah, he's
Dan
another one.
Hooker, right there.
Nothing but.
Dan Hooker, he has always been a staple. Everyone loves him.
Yep.
He's always an exciting fight. There is, I would put on $50,000 just on him, just to say like always going to be in an exciting fight.
I was actually going to say then, yes, let's get Chandler Hooker, but we've seen it. I can't still work out how he knocked out Hooker in that first fight when he come in, and he actually he sparked him. I don't know how that happened, to be honest. Looking back,
probably a glitch in the matrix.
glitch in the matrix that fight. Because I want to see it again, to be honest.
I'd love to see that again.
Do we? Fuck Chandler now, though. I've just talked him up, but like Hooker's on a different sphere
you're
now.
right, actually.
Hooker's going to a
top five.
different.
Hooker's going, next level. He could be fighting
He's
next
just-
title, yeah.
Well,
But
He just
Chandler was supposed to fight McGregor. We heard Hooker McGregor.
I wouldn't mind that.
Chandler just lost again. Hooker just won impressively.
Yeah, he won't fight Chandler.
Fuck fighting that.
No, they won't do that.
Continue on.
No, yeah,
Pass
for
you
sure.
by. You've done the
They won't
old.
do that. But like, man, he is. No matter what you think of him, you love him, you can't hate him. But like,
Can't hate him.
fuck, he's exciting. Like he was getting wrecked. Like he was getting beaten. But then he
He has
pulls
a
the
thing-
rabbit out of a hat almost.
But there's always that. That's the thing
What do
that
you
makes
call it
it
in the
good.
fight game when guys have that ability to like one moment? Because in footy, you know, we go like
dog.
Is it is.
That mongrel.
Yeah, he's got
That
something.
mongrel
You
in
never
there.
have him beaten until you have him beaten. That's
Until
what's
the
frightening.
final bell rings, you
That would
always
be
gotta-
frightening to fight him though. Even when he had him on
He's
the
never out
cage
of it.
multiple
Just one of
times.
them guys that you just beat the fuck out of, and they won't ever say to you.
then they'll throw an overhand right and
they'll be
fucking
like, "Hey,
spark.
I'm never beaten until
Yeah.
you fucking this."
Yeah.
I got heaps
What
of
do you
training
think of the
partners.
fight? Did you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah. You
Bro,
obviously
when
you
he-
loved
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Was it the 5th round when Charles was on his back and he did the whole back?
No, he did it twice,
He did
no?
it twice. So he's obviously in his own mind going, "This is fucking hilarious. I did this in the first fight.
Loved the crowd
I'm gonna
loves it.
Comedic genius.
I'm going to do it again." And then he got back up and he said, "Fuck it, I'll do it
How
again."
about the scenes at the pub?
The fucking pub was losing
Pub
its
went
mind.
off its head, and the pub knew that he knew that he
knew
was
that
going to
he
dip
knew.
again. It was a new. We knew
it's
we're
like
going
he
to. We all knew what was going to happen.
And he doesn't. He wants to win. He wants to fight but he doesn't give a fuck. Really.
Can I ask you?
Like, he
'cause
doesn't give a
we've
fuck
never
if
done
he
that.
loses.
In that situation, if you're the person on the back, would you? This could be silly, but would you not get in a more like he's going to do that,
So-
right?
You're supposed to.
The thing
Doesn't
is,
help.
what I've spoken about to my coach, or my coach has spoken to me about, is that as much as this is a sport about winning and losing, and you're fighting martial arts defense and being able to hurt someone and you being able to defend, is that it is also entertainment. Now you could
it
be
is,
like, now you've obviously seen and heard about Mohammed Mokaev.
Yeah.
He was what,
Yep.
8-0 in the
Undefeated,
UFC. Young prospect.
Got sacked.
And got sacked. Why?
Yep.
The UFC thought he was boring. He caused too much problems.
Yeah, behind the scenes, yeah.
And they were like,
yeah.
we're not dealing with the problems that you bring. We don't need that.
You're a no bullshit organisation.
Now, now it kind of goes in hand in hand. Yes, you need to win your fights. And yes, you need to be entertaining, because you can win your fights and be boring as fuck and still be like, okay, I'm winning my fight still, but it has to be even. You have to be a guy that people want to spend their money on to watch you.
They're all about money.
Well, it's like
That's why I
Ankalaev.
asked you that question. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah,
done that.
interrupt,
It's
that's fine. Go for your life.
144 episode. We didn't say that, by the way. It's 144.
144. Congrats.
That's what I said to you about when all the Aussies are on these cards and you hear the crowd reactions. So, like, back to what I said to you about, like, it must feel good when you get the pop,
look.
because you're like, because you know
It feels good until you fucking didn't get announced that you're the winner, no?
Let's focus on the good. Like,
Okay,
people
we'll
love
focus
you.
on the good. We'll focus
Don't you
on
reckon? Like,
100%.
So people
It's
obviously know
entertainment.
that you're an entertaining fighter. The UFC knows you're an entertaining
Yes.
fighter. You must know.
Yes, that's true. That's
So
true.
that's the same with Michael Chandler, entertaining fighter. That's why people like him.
He'll always get fights,
But
even if he
also,
loses.
on the same token, it's like, do I want to be known as a guy that
course
just puts on exciting fights,
No,
or
you're
do I
more
want to
than
be
that.
known as a winner and close to a championship, fighting the top best of the best? You know, that's where the trade-off kind of happens. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to try and be exciting and be who I truly am, but then also I'm going to try and win these fights, you know?
But being in what I was saying also, you do some good stuff out of fighting with other opportunities because of that too. So there's a trade-off.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You could be like the killer fighter that's boring, like the kid that gets 99.9 on his HSC, but then
for sure.
You put him in a job interview and he's like,
fucking
vomits on himself. He can't get a job. But then you get like people that, so at least you've got.
Yeah. Look. I mean, it goes both ways. It definitely does. It does go both ways.
And I think Chandler would be the same. I think he's a marketable guy because people want to see him fight. And he talks like they gave him the mic. You made the call, Coco. Still lost, and they gave him the mic to do a call out.
Yeah, because they understand. Yeah, he cuts a good promo, and
you guys say Conor McGregor again. That's all we wanted.
He did it. He did it.
Hours.
I liked.
He's got to wait another fucking 2 years.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, which is a shame because we love Conor. But I was going to say, Armin Sarukian made a good call though. Remember, like about 6 months ago, him and Chandler
were watching Sarukian pods.
No, it was just on the Twitter, back and forth, and then like Sarukian said something like, "It's a shame you've been waiting for Conor. You could have lost 3 entertaining fights in this time."
Can I say
such
that
a
the
great
money
burn because it's just so fucking true.
It's true though. It's true. You could have lost.
Imagine there's cash because he probably gets 500. Yeah,
at least
minimum, right?
At least.
So that you're waiting for the red panty thing, but you could afford 3 times, probably made $2 million easy.
And if you
could have lost so many fights in this time.
He could have fought once and made as much as he could have made in the fucking.
But what would he make against McGregor?
No, well,
at least in the millions.
No. But
Tell me about that. Isn't his fight purse the same? Because that's your contract. You've got a contract.
I don't know about that. See, with the higher end, you just don't know what
it comes down to like your contract and your management because Cowboy Cerrone still says to this day he didn't get paid a single cent extra for that fight, it's his fault. It's his management. Conor. He didn't get it. He fought on his contract, which is stupidity on his behalf.
Mate, you're fighting the fucking cash cow of the whole UFC.
I fought Conor. I didn't get paid a cent extra. He didn't get pay-per-view points. Got nothing. So how stupid's that, Cowboy Cerrone?
Your man. That's your man. Your man, our man, Big Zen wouldn't allow that.
Zen wouldn't allow that shit. No chance.
The man knows a way around $1. He'll get you one.
Mate. He sniffs out $1. Don't worry about that.
But Zen sniffing out photos of you and me sleeping on a plane from Perth. That was
I wasn't happy with that.
Why? He just wanted to show that like he's got it over you.
He does have it over us. Let's talk about
main event.
Main event, Josh.
Main event.
He's getting restless.
We want to get back here, hit the town. But Jon Jones, the GOAT.
Spicy Marks.
Coco's
coming too, Dr. Morse.
Coco, are you coming out, are you?
I have to drive.
That's all right. You can have a spicy mug.
Sparkling mug.
Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic. Good fight, actually. Better than I expected.
Great.
I thought it was quite an entertaining fight.
I enjoyed the bit that I enjoyed. You grabbed me because we both saw it at the same time as everyone in the pub when he got that jab and then he copped that one where he did his head, the right, and his face went like, ugh. Fuck, like Stipe when he got hit with that right.
He was just like, but he ate it.
Yeah, he ate it, but he was just like so angry about it, like discomfort, like fuck this. Like, it was funny. Like,
I'm 42. What am I doing?
What am I doing? Like, I was fighting a fire last week, and now I'm getting smacked.
Good bloke.
He's fighting a fire last week.
No, he was though.
He was.
Now I'm fighting Jon Jones. It's like,
literally a week or two ago, he was doing 24-hour shifts at the fire department.
He did his job though for us as fans today, Stipe.
No, he put a fight up. He put a good effort in.
3 rounds in.
We got 3 rounds in. Jon Jones though, like fuck me, he's good, isn't he? Like, let's be honest.
What do you expect?
What do you expect?
You were very, very comfortable. As a Jon Jones, you were like, he's just going to win.
It was going to walk over him. I knew he was. I mean, Stipe's very good.
We didn't walk over him. It was more competitive, I think some people
did
thought.
Walk over him though.
Look, he was winning.
I feel like Jon Jones was just. It was just a matter of time. Jon Jones was like one of them fights. It was just like, you're just gonna coast until
that kick was like again. We're not fighters. I don't know. What does that feel like? Would Stipe's whole life just have shut down immediately? Like,
show you.
No, friends don't kick friends, mate.
We said that. We said that to the Volk. Friends don't kick friends.
Hey, Lerone, if you guys remember, Lerone got me with the exact same sort of kick. They hit you in the liver.
It's kind of almost shut you down a bit.
It to be honest, it's like you're in your own head. You're like, nah, I'm good. I can deal with that. And then your body's like, nah, mate, what are you talking about? And you're just like, you're like in your head like, no, you better fucking keep fighting. And then your body's like, mate, we've got to sit down. We've got to sit down. And then it's like
the system shut down.
It's literally your head talking to your body saying like, that wasn't even that big. You're saying to yourself like, that wasn't even that big. You're good. And then your body says to you, nah.
No, we're shutting down.
They know that they got you.
They were like,
Sit down.
that got you. And you need to calm down with your head, your big head. You need to sit down right now. And then
And then they charge at you, which must be panic.
What can you
but
do
don't
about
be
it?
that. It's like you get hit and then you just like, and then you show that little bit of sign
As
of,
soon as you like freeze for like a split second,
and then they see it and they're like, oh,
It's over, yeah.
I'm coming after you. Yeah.
The only bloke I've ever seen, well, I forget his name, so please don't yell at me, but the only guy that's ever got out of that is the guy that did the
Oh, no, Scott Smith.
and then he
I remember that he threw overhand and
Have you seen
slapped
that? You
him,
must have
yeah.
seen that.
old one, fair while ago.
very
Yes,
old.
Body kick, and he went like,
He went,
ooh.
Yeah, he pretended. No, he didn't pretend because he was actually because
and
he
then
threw
he
the
threw his
overhand,
best.
and then after he threw the overhand, he dropped to the ground after he
Yeah,
just
'cause
threw
he
the
was
overhand.
fucked.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it, like Kaikara France copped one against Moreno, and
He
it's
did.
like the toughest dudes in the world. Your body tells you it's over.
Yes, I actually watched that the other day, and he copped a solid kick to the
Brutal.
body, and then it was just like, what do you want? What do you expect? You
What
can't
can you
fight
do?
back.
So
after
that happens
As
today.
a fight fan, though, that was exciting to hear that he's not retired.
Jon Jones, Jon Bones.
they've backed up the Brinks truck to
Bones, yeah.
before this fight today and said, if you win, mate, we're going to give you what you want to fight, to unify this. Because I reckon, do you reckon like he owed, because you got the interim, you don't want to leave the sport and retire when there's a guy that's kind of claiming that he's the best. You want to beat him and then maybe do that. That's what I'd believe.
Look, what does
It's been funny with him, though.
Jon Jones has nothing to prove.
This is what I
No,
reckon.
it's not more prove. It's just like don't allow this guy to be out there clouding on your name.
But there's always
Beat
going to
him.
be the next person. Imagine you beat. It's all right. And let's speak in hypothetical terms.
Let's do it.
Jon Jones
Yep.
fights Tom,
Yep.
beats Tom.
That's
Now then, who's the next dude?
Well,
They're gonna
there's
go,
no one.
"Oh, you haven't fought blah blah,"
yeah.
and then you haven't, and then you beat the next one. He haven't fought blah and blah.
Yeah.
So it's
I
never
agree.
gonna be never
But I
ending.
also do think that this is a special circumstance because the
The
heavyweight
fact that he's
division
interim,
is.
it's a special circumstance.
That's what I
but
mean. Just beat him and then maybe.
I
go.
honestly think he should retire. Because
too.
it's Jon fucking Jones. He doesn't have to prove anything.
He
yes,
has nothing to
I think he though lets criticism get to him a bit. I reckon it's the ego. 100% the ego.
You sounded a bit like Charles Sutton when you said Jon Jones. Then Jon
Jones.
Jon Jones.
I love Jay. We'll get him on.
Juice.
So we'll get
that
him
was
on.
have you seen that interview?
Yeah, he goes, I knew he was on the juice because I was too.
He was stronger than
And
I
I felt
was.
it.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
he
know
goes-
you're a little secret.
I remember seeing
How do you get
that.
away with saying that stuff? By the way, is that not
Chael
slander?
Sonnen, mate. He's
Chael
undefeated.
Sonnen,
But like,
He's
if
on
you
his own
came
pod.
out on this pod and said someone did something that you have any proof, surely you can get
Slander.
sued.
Well, he was though. So if you're telling the truth, you can't get in trouble because it's up to Jon
that what you can
Jones
do,
to
is it?
prove that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
'cause Jon-
so
you'd
if
have
it
to
actually
prove
is
that
the
he's
truth,
lying.
you can just go to town on someone.
Because if it's the truth, the person won't sue you because it's the fucking truth.
Yeah, well then
Yeah,
if
but I
they'll
also-
try to.
but it's not the truth publicly, though.
Not publicly, but what the fuck are we talking about? I've gone cross-eyed.
Jon Jones.
Jon Jones.
You're talking about
Oh, yeah, ego.
Ego.
I reckon he should. Personally, I think he should. I wouldn't hold it
You
against
don't want to
him.
see him
agree
fight
with you.
Tommy?
I want to see it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't actually. He's right though in all the
That guy
bullshit he
agrees
talks
with
about.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to beat Tom Aspinall to retire as the goat.
No,
he already
he is
is.
the GOAT.
So all he's doing is gambling his legacy.
Yeah,
and
that's
everyone
true.
just wants to see him get knocked out by the young bloke, like the new bloke. So
What about? I think he would destroy our man Poatan.
I'd love to see him versus Poatan, but he'll just take him down. Like
I think he would absolutely ragdoll him. That's just what and that's a big call by me. But I think he picked up Stipe's a big, thick man. Strong, thick. He's bigger and thicker
I'd like
than
to see
Pereira.
him fight Pereira, but not take him down. But
But he
What?
would.
We're gonna be like special rules.
yeah, exactly. It's Muay Thai fight only.
You just
Like,
know he just dropped those big,
Yeah.
fucking bad elbows.
Mate, he would throw fucking Pereira.
he would. So anyway, good. Look, Stipe's 42.
So you want
great
Jones to
career. But,
retire?
no, I want to see him fight Aspinall.
Okay.
But I'm just saying I don't begrudge him if he decided to fuck
We
off.
don't begrudge. We don't begrudge on this podcast.
But it's been a pleasure having you on, as always, mate.
Maybe you tell him what you always do. I like when you ask them what
Yeah, I
what
love
people
this.
that don't
We
know.
try to get a
Everyone
good
knows
quote,
him,
right?
but tell him.
Now, we haven't got a fight coming up, though.
Just tell
Normally,
them
if
what
you've
to
got a
expect,
fight,
if
I'm
they're going
like,
to tune into him.
everyone out there that has never seen the Kuya
I
fight.
love when you do that.
Next
It's great.
time Kuya hits that fucking cage, right? Just stare him down the barrel. Let everyone at home know what the fuck they can expect the next time this man,
This one here.
the Filipino phenom, hits that cage.
Do
So
it
the people that
again.
are watching this on Who The Fook, you guys can expect straight violence. Watch my other fights. There's nothing else to expect besides straight violence. And I hope to make you somewhat, invested in me because,
No, we love you.
oh,
It's all
okay.
knuck in.
We love you, mate.
I love it. I love it.
It's been a pleasure. Please like, subscribe,
Got it.
share, comment, tell your grandmother, tell your friend, your neighbours, your work people you hate. Tell everyone, Matty.
6 away from 150.
6 away from 150. We're going to get a big guest for 150, Josh. So if you know anyone that wants to be on 150, mate, if their name starts with Alexander Volkanovski, tell us. And we'll get him on.
Mako, take us out. I've had a ball.
You've had a ball?
I've had a Mickey ball.
I've had a ball bladder. Let's get out of here. Who the fuck are these guys? Bloody root me.